I'm involved in Ashland with playback theater, and the women that I'm going to introduce you to, one of the women, Leslie, will be talking to you a little bit about playback theater. But I thought it would be a great integration of what we are doing as activists and having a little theatrical flair attached to it. So would you please welcome my friends of the playback theater.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
We are going to do some playback theater for you, which, as you might guess from the name, or you might not, means that we're going to play back some of what we hear from you all. It's going to be improvised because no one's whispered anything in our ear beforehand. So this will be the first, the world premiere, and the grand finale of this performance. It will never happen again. So we are excited to be here. I am what's called the conductor, so I'll be getting some information from some of you. These are the actors who will be acting for you. This is our musician. And we're going to give you just a flavor of the kind of thing that you might see by letting us actually express what's happening for us right now as we look out and see you all and have an understanding of what's happening at this indivisible retreat. Let's watch. You rock! 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 Walden! You rock! You rock!
Not that pussy. Not that pussy.
You rock!
Hey, not that pussy.
You rock!
Not this pussy.
You rock! And so, I'm wondering, how is this for you all? What's it like to be here? So I'm getting Nancy seems a little happy with the applause. Why don't you turn to someone next to you or behind you and say a phrase or a sentence about how it is so far. You've been here maybe since last night, maybe since this morning. Talk to your neighbors.
He was born in Canada.
How are you feeling?
I always have low expectations. It was usable, it's a success, and I'm thinking this is the
All right. So I'm getting a sense there's some feelings out there that we might be able to reflect back. So let me tell you that I'm Leslie.
I'm Jane.
I'm Pat. Jessie. Heather. Rochelle. And Dana.
So we are going to take the material that you all give us and play it back to you. Russ, do you have something to give us?
I was going to say, you rock.
Thank you.
It's a birthday night!
So I'm wondering, Russ, how do you feel being at an indivisible retreat on your 64th birthday?
Well, it's certainly an education.
An education in what way?
Well, I'm not that much of an activist, but I'm hosting 4 people from the Sisters area. So it was something that I just was not well, I had no idea what it would be like, and I'm finding it very enjoyable.
Enjoyable?
Yeah.
And are you celebrating in any particular way?
Well, I
Chocolate.
people that all want me to have a great birthday.
There you go. We'll tell people who all want you to have a great birthday. We want you to have a great birthday too, Russ.
Thank you.
Let's watch.
Not sure what I'm doing, but it's awesome. Not sure what I'm doing, but it feels pretty good. Not sure what I'm doing, but yeah, let's do it. Not sure what I'm doing. I'm gonna go with it. I'm not really sure. Wow, you still need me. Now I'm 64. Wow, you still need me. Now I'm 64. This is pretty good.
But you are 64, right?
I know.
How was that, Russ?
Pretty awesome.
Excellent, thank you.
But a
So,
memory.
are there any other birthdays in the house? Okay, is there anybody
Wednesday.
else? Yes?
I have a birthday on Wednesday,
On Wednesday, okay.
and I won't be 64.
Okay, you don't have to tell us how old you're gonna be.
Much younger.
But are you
Yeah.
willing to tell us how you're feeling here amongst these folks this weekend?
I feel like I'm having my first acid flashback since 1983.
Really?
Yes, because I had not seen this kind of passion on the streets for a very long time, and I was very disappointed. And okay, here's something that won't be popular to say. I thank Donald Trump because he woke a lot of people up, and now maybe we can start addressing some of the crap that's just been simmering and nobody's willing to do anything about it.
So I'm hearing this gratitude.
Gratitude
Yeah.
to the Donald.
And I'm hearing this reflection back and how it's coming forward now, and this inspiration and enthusiasm. Yes,
I just wish
Sid?
there were more young people here.
And you wish there were more young people here. And where are you from, Sid?
Oh, well, I live in Bend now.
In Bend. Okay, let's watch. Whoa!
Where are the young people? I don't see any. Young people love the
How was that, Sid? Did that capture it?
Far out.
Far out. So I'm wondering, how are other folks feeling? What's it like to be here, to devote your weekend to Indivisible?
Oh, it's awesome.
It's awesome. What's your name?
Lynn,
Lynn, where are you from?
Alan.
Talent. What's awesome about it?
Well, I always like to start with food.
So the food's been awesome?
Food's been good,
Uh-huh.
the salad was great, and I really enjoyed the information,
Mm-hmm.
and especially that Sid and Holly, thank you. They were young.
Yeah.
And very young and very energetic.
And what was it like to see and hear Sid and Holly for you?
It was very hopeful. I liked how they explained how to do a movement, how to put on events, how to cover all the various areas that need to be covered when you're going to have a lot of people together in an outdoor situation, I suppose.
So you got some really valuable, useful information, it sounds
Very
like,
good information.
that has you feel equipped.
Yes, and not only that, the camaraderie of being together with people who want to make a difference, want to make a change, want to take this information back to wherever they come from, their little towns, and build upon it is really wonderful, because I don't know about other people, but I don't have a choice to be here. If I wasn't here, I would just be home in bed crying and being blue every day, and I wouldn't do any gardening or anything I love. And so it's being with all the people here that have the same interests, that realize that we have this climate challenge ahead of us, not to mention the nuclear power challenge, and some people just eating challenge, and some people being sick. So many challenges, and yet everyone here is prepared to go forward with it.
Excellent. Thank you, Lynn. Let's watch.
Sid and Holly. That's Sid and Holly. Sid and Holly.
That's not a choice. Oh, no. You gotta get on out there. Gotta get out of that bed. Come on, there's comrades out there. Come on,
Kids are no
get out of bed.
How's that, Lynn?
Delicious.
Also delicious. Excellent. Well, I appreciate hearing from folks, and I'm imagining that there's some even fuller, richer stories out there of either things that have happened so far this weekend or things that have happened to you in your indivisible journey. Maybe it's how you came to be involved in Indivisible and decided to then make the real commitment to come spend your weekend here. Or maybe it's something that's happened and an action that you've taken on behalf of Indivisible. Do you have a story to tell us?
Yes, I do.
Would you be willing to come sit up here next to me?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. So I'm just going to turn these chairs around a bit. Right, now, are you rethinking it? Will you say your name for me?
I'm Dasha.
Dasha?
Dasha Dolan.
Thank you.
Sasha, you want to put your camera down here?
Here, yeah. I'm kind of naked, just so.
Okay, Dasha, and your name tag tells me you're from Medford.
I'm from Medford.
Yes. And so tell me your indivisible story, please.
Bill, when Donald became our president, I was very depressed like everybody else here. And I had a couple of friends from the dog park. We call ourselves dog park resistance.
Dog park resistance.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have resistance dogs too. They are vicious. And so my friend invited me to go to Seattle to attend the Women's March, and she made me my head. And we went, and it was like, okay, I found my calling. I come from Eastern Europe. My country was overrun by Russians. I saw the tanks rolling to Prague, and I felt like, you know, they're not going to get this democracy away from me. That's not why I left Czechoslovakia. I'm going to fight. This is the fight of my life. So I found these lovely people. We had I was with Move On. You were with the
Indivisible?
Indivisible thing. And I, you know, we kind of had a little clash. And I didn't care who I joined. We are all in it for the same reason. So I feel like I found a family. I found something to get up for. These people give me, I don't know, it just gives me a resolve to fight this evil, because I'm really afraid. With, you know, my background, I have lived under a totalitarian system.
What was that like?
Well, you know, they shut your mouth. You couldn't read this, you couldn't read that, you couldn't protest like this, you couldn't call the politicians. I mean, this is all a luxury. What we have, you guys, you got to hold on to it. Don't let it go. You know, my parents' friends were in prison. Some of them were, you know, killed. So this is it for me. You know, I'm gonna be 67 in October. This is the rest of my life. And even if we get rid of Donald, I'm still gonna be involved, because this is what it's all about. This is democracy. So
So this commitment to democracy from here all the way to the end of your life.
yeah, I have a grandson who is 7.
Uh-huh.
You know, I want this world to be here for him.
Yeah.
I
What's
don't
his
want
name?
him to live, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And so for you, it's about not going back to where you came in the beginning,
Yeah,
actually living in totalitarianism
Yes.
and seeing it.
and I can see it coming, this Donald. This is like fascism. This, I can tell you guys, I'm Jewish. My grandparents died in concentration camps. I have seen letters from my grandfather, whom I never met. He wrote to his family in the United States, and every letter, you could just feel the news tightening. You know, we can't do this, we have to move here, we can't have our business anymore. Can you help us get out? They didn't get them out in time. But I feel the same thing, and maybe I'm exaggerating because of my background, but I'm telling you, this is what's happening in this country. So slowly see, well, it's not even that slow. No. You know, it's like every day the shit is flying around. You know, people are exhausted. I just want to tell you, you cannot afford to be exhausted. You have to take care of yourselves to be able to carry on. Because when you just give up, that's it. They won. So,
Thank you, Dasha. From those So from those beginnings to waking up to the fear and finding this family and having this sense of purpose for your grandson, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
we are watchdogs! we smell something very, very dangerous. We are staying on patrol, and we're not gonna let it happen here. Here, we dogs, we pee. You know, when he says that he thinks that we ought to be able to sue the newspapers, he doesn't really mean it. We shouldn't take it literally. It's just an exaggeration. It's about a feeling, see? It's about the people who haven't been listened to having a feeling. Don't take it literally. Oh! These compliments of other dictators, that won't really affect foreign policy. Don't worry, nothing's really happening.
Good one.
I'm 7. And my grandma loves me more than anybody. She does things I can't even think of. She's lived things I don't want to hear. I'm 7. And if my world, this country, is still here, it's going to be because of my grandma and her friends. And I hope when I'm 68 years old that I have a 7-year-old grandson that I can tell all about my grandma and her friends.
So Dasha, it looks like that touched you and got it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And there's no please. This emotion is so beautiful.
I really feel threatened to my core. You know, I feel like they're breaking this country apart. It's like the bones being broken. Okay.
And you love your grandson so much.
Thank you. And I love this country, you know, and I love what's right. I mean, we can't lose.
We can't lose.
I feel it to my parents. You know, I owe it to them, I owe it to my mom, who was the only survivor. You know, we cannot allow this to happen, this racism that's happening here. You know, there was a sign on a transformer box in Ashland a couple of, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. Anne Frank's oven. You know, it was nearby the synagogue.
I don't want to live in a country like that.
Yeah. Oh, Dasha, thank you so much
Yeah, thank
for
you.
sharing your story and letting us all hear it and let it. I'm imagining that brought up a lot of feelings for all of us here. So I would love just to hear some of those feelings and let us reflect them back to you. How was it hearing from Dasha, who has experienced what she's so afraid might lie in our future? What's alive in you right now? What are you feeling?
Compassion.
Compassion.
Empowered.
Empowered.
Crystallizes what we're fighting for.
It crystallizes what we're fighting for.
Identification.
Identification.
Despair that we have to fight for this now at this point in our history.
Despair that this is happening here and now.
Inspiration.
And inspired.
Camaraderie, if I can say it.
Camaraderie. Yes. Let's watch.
Don't fuck with me.
Oh, one more?
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. Let's watch.
I can't believe this is happening. I just can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
This is a beautiful world that we live in.
Can't believe.
This is a beautiful world that we live in. Yes! Protect it now. We must protect it now. Yes.
Thank you, actors. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. That was really amazing.
I'm wondering who else can tell us what's it like to be part of Indivisible? What's it like? How did you get here? What keeps you in it? Who's willing to tell me something? Yes, Tim, would you come up? Thank you. Are you willing to sit here next to me?
I'll sit.
Do you prefer to stand?
Well, I feel way more loose and open when I'm standing.
Well, let's stand then. What a good idea. So Tim, where are you from?
I'm from Eastern Europe, and I'm from Ireland.
Oh, wow. Eastern Europe and Ireland.
Those are my roots.
Uh-huh.
So how I got here,
Yeah, how did you get here?
a part of my family came from Russia in 1917. They were Germans who left the German country. It was called something else back then. They left in 1500s.
Wow.
And went to colonize Russia on the Volga River, and they were Catholics, and they were farmers, and they became persecuted after many generations of land division, and so they decided they could see what was going on, the unrest, and they left. They walked out during the middle of the night. My mother's family left Ireland because the British government was starving them to death. And they came to the United States in 1750, before it was the almost United States. So how I got here was with them. And I was fortunate enough to inherit a lot of whatever it is here. Okay. I'm learning to unlearn what I was acculturated during my youth. finding what was given to me.
What were you acculturated in during your youth?
Well, the American dream. I was a baby boomer. My parents came through World War II. My grandparents came through, local grandparents came through the Depression. So it was, yes, the American dream, everybody has a chance, you can get ahead, you get a good job, you make all the right moves, you have a house, a wife, a car, and kids, and retirement, and all of that. And then...
And you believed in that?
Oh, I wanted to believe in that. But on the other hand, I'm seeing, ever since the day I was born, my country has been in perpetual war. I felt that my heart began to close off because I could not accept the hypocrisy that I saw. I left my father's house over an argument about how many Americans died that week in Vietnam and how many were justified. And basically, I just said, fuck you. I'm out of here. So.
And then what happened?
I moved to the country.
Is that
I picked fruit with immigrant workers. I learned how to speak Spanish to a certain degree. And I saw the other side of the world. Not the American dream. I saw the dream of the entire world. So, I've always been part of indivisible. Humanity is indivisible. So, we got to bring it back together. We've lost the heart rhythm of humanity. We got to find the rhythm again.
And how are you finding your way back to the rhythm right now, these days?
I just get up every morning and I put one foot on the floor and I say thank, and I put the other foot on the floor and I say you. I'm alive today, and I'm telling my kids that. Say thank you and make every day part of it.
Thank you, Tim. Will you sit here and watch what our actors are going to do? And we're actually going to see a slideshow of what you just told us. Let's watch. Hundreds of years ago, Tim's ancestors fled persecution, grateful for the safety they were finding. He grew up in America, believing in the American dream, confident of his future success. And yet he looked around and realized the country was constantly at war. One day, he left his father's home. He could take it no longer. He found a new dream, a universal dream, indivisible with migrant laborers. Armed with this awareness that we are indivisible, today he wakes up every morning saying, thank you. He trusts with this gratitude the way forward will become clear with colleagues who recognize indivisible. Wow, we are traveling the world and the centuries with these stories. So I don't want you to feel intimidated. that it has to be that long and grand a story. It could be a simple story of something that happened this morning, that happened on your long drive here. Who else has a story of Indivisible and what it means to be part of this movement? Yes? Sarah, would you be?
Lynn's prodding me. So.
Yeah, I saw that was someone else volunteering you, but then your hand went up, so it seemed like you were saying yes. Are you willing to come? Totally off the cuff.
Obviously.
Perfect. This is improvisation. It's supposed to be totally off the cuff.
I don't even know how connected I completely am with Indivisible. I was one of the last minute kind of invites to this retreat, but I'm really glad I'm here.
Are you local? Where are you from,
yeah,
Sarah?
I'm from Ashland. For me, well, I've always cared about social and political justice issues, but for me it was Bernie Sanders.
There he is right there at the bottom of that exclamation point.
You know, that really got me active, and then obviously Trump actually becoming our president.
So what was that like for you that day?
You know, being born and raised in the Rogue Valley, it was a little less shocking maybe for me than some people because I have very conservative parents and family members, and it didn't seem like such the impossibility I think that some people saw it as. It was still shocking though. I mean, I can't say it wasn't not shocking.
So how did you, given that you were raised by that kind of family and the kind of culture, how did you become so committed to social justice?
I have an older sister, 11 years older. I'm my adopted sister, but my sister, who definitely rebelled against her parents at a younger age and became, you know, she moved to Ashland and she actually became my legal guardian when I was 16. And so she definitely had a big hand in shaping who I am and was always my role model. Which I needed because I come from a kind of very diverse background before that as well, growing up here in Medford. So, yeah, I'm here. You know, like Bernie's platform inspired me to be involved, and you know, the fact that we had, I don't know, for me personally, you know, I saw that we had this really big opportunity there, and somehow we ended up on the whole other spectrum of it, and. You know, and that hurt, and that was upsetting. And I have a 3- and a 1-year-old, 2 boys who, you know, are with their dad today. This is me being able to be here is an early Mother's Day gift to me by my husband, to be able to be here all day and immerse myself with you folks. And also, I'm so glad I don't know, again, the camaraderie and networking, and you know, there's a lot of names that I recognize from both social media and other organizations and apps online, and it's been really nice to put faces to the names as well. So.
Yeah, what's it like to meet these real people who have just been names and content?
It's very lovely, you know, and I think that again, it's just nice to know that we aren't alone in this, and you know, the more that we can have I myself, again, like I guess this is kind of what we're doing now, but I've had a hard couple of weeks personally in my personal life, and also feeling like a lot of weight and stress about the things that I've committed myself to and volunteered for, and actually had my doctor say, like, you need to take a step back and maybe be, you know, pick and choose a little bit more. But when I saw this come up and it was definitely not, like, I was like, this is not coming off the list, this one is sticking, and I'm still doing that. So, you know, and the theme that has come up in the last hour of, you know, resting and not quitting, and also practicing self-care, definitely resonates with me and how I felt over the last few months of being more involved.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Do you have a title for this journey of yours, from where you were born and where you are now?
About Rogue Revolutionary.
Yes, that's Colette and I, and we are the Rogue Revolutionaries.
Here we are, the Rogue Revolutionaries. Let's watch.
I didn't have anything nice to say. And, you know, maybe trust the man, and my dad definitely enforced that. Don't raise my voice to him. And my friends, they just don't really get it. And they're all so conservative. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right, and I'm not this. My sister. My sister. Beautiful. And free. She has all these ideas that are a little bit scary, but so alive and different, and they just feel like me, and I'm sorry, but I have to go a different way, Mom and Dad, because this is me. Who is that little man? He's not very young. I'd like to get a college education. Look at the bird. It's a... Oh my God! Bernie. He's the... Oh, it's like he was sent from God, but... No. You don't even have to be religious. Oh my gosh, universal health care. You can't argue with that. Oh, he's gotta win. Yeah, but... He might not, but I'm gonna do everything I can. Yeah. Go, Bernie! Go, Bernie! Go, Bernie! We can do it! We're stronger together! Go, Bernie! We're strong! Look how strong I am! I've got one kid. This is my oldest. And I've got another one now. Oh, not dropping that one. This is the youngest. And I've got this one. And go, Bernie! And oh, a husband. He's nice. He's helpful. Very helpful. And go, Bernie! And holy crap! What did this all turn into? Shit. Okay. All right. Look, there's Colette. I've got Colette, and I've got Indivisible on the internet. Yay! This is cool. And now I've got indivisible people. Right here. I've got everything. I've got it all. Everything. Okay.
Exactly. That's the end of that. Thank you, actors. So I heard in Sarah's story, thank you so much, like some of the beauty and the inspiration, and I also heard some of the overwhelm. Could anyone else relate to that? Oh, yeah. Would someone tell us about that? What are some of those conflicting feelings, or those, what pulls you in different directions? Who's willing to tell me a little bit about something like that? You can just do it from your seat, no pressure to come up.
Responsibility.
Okay, let's hear from Jessica, and then I want to come to you. So we're going to see some pairs. Jessica, responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a lot of responsibility that you took on. So what does that feel like for you?
Well, I've heard like it's empowering. I mean, it's definitely empowering, but I feel like I also don't have a choice. I mean, I've heard so many little bits and pieces of exactly what I'm going through. You know, I think we all feel a sense of duty, a sense of responsibility, a sense of we actually can't function unless we're involved, which is, as you know as my friend, why I'm so involved, because I don't
And what is that duty, responsibility, how does that like feel in your body and in your emotions?
You know, it's so much a day-to-day thing. I mean, sometimes I feel like I can carry everything, and sometimes if I just have one morsel more, I feel like I'll just crash and burn.
So it sounds like some days you feel strong, inspired, ready to go, and other days?
And it really also depends on what I'm reading at any given time. So I don't know if anybody else can relate, but when I heard about the healthcare fiasco a couple of days ago, I just fell to the floor. But I picked myself up so much quicker than I've had in the last couple of months whenever I've heard bad news. And I feel like I'm so much stronger because I'm making myself into much more of an activist than I ever have before. And it's very empowering. It's really empowering.
So I hear this weakness and this power back and forth. Yeah?
I think more, instead of weakness, more overwhelm.
Overwhelm.
Yeah.
And empowerment.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel weak. I feel, yeah.
Let's watch.
You know, when you juggle, you start with one ball. But there's another ball coming in, and they're just coming at me. No problem. And they're coming, and oh, you see that one? Get that one. Get that. Don't miss that one, and don't get that one. I got it. Oh, you get better and better at this. Oh, okay, I'm still lower. You know, you drop some balls, but you pick them back up. Okay, there you go. Oh, you're getting it. Okay. One day I was walking home, minding my own business, and I fell into a hole. It was deep, dark, and I zoomed out. I got this. Yeah, after about 4 hours. So then the next day I was walking home down the same street and I fell into that same hole. Picked myself up. It was only an hour that day. The next day I fell into that hole one more time. I'm not going to do it again. I got this. I know where the hole is. Not only did I know where the hole was, I knew how to get out. I knew how to call for help. And I was out quite quickly. Awesome. The next day when I was walking home, I walked on a different street.
Thank you, actors. Someone over here was about to tell me something. Will you tell me your name? I can see it's John. And where are you from?
The Dalles.
The Dalles. What's your experience?
Well, it's happened over my lifetime.
Uh-huh.
So when I was in my 20s, I remember this. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And then, I'm in the Dalles, and I'm a new member to the community because I had just retired from working somewhere else. And what was happening there was Obama was, this was 2008, 2009. And I joined the Democrats, the Wasco County Democrats, and I canvassed. I probably went to several hundred homes and just canvassed for Obama. My heart was lit. I had hope. He was elected. I thought, finally, this country is doing what I think is correct. Here's a president who's in office who has real family values for almost the first time in my life. I actually saw that. I saw his love for his wife for him, his love for his family, his wife's mother, his children, his dogs. He was intelligent, he was kind, he was thoughtful. I thought, oh my God, America has made it. And then Trump came, and Trump burst my bubble. And so I went to another Wasco County Democrat meeting, and I've been going to them every month since 2008. And it was the same tired 12 old people going to this party and doing their due diligence and getting out the vote every year, you know, that we had an election. And, but on this day, after Trump was elected, I walked in a little bit early to a library room where we have our meetings, and there were 20 people, 3 or 4 Hispanic people. I've never seen any of these people before, and I said, am I in the right room? Is this the room that the Wasco County Democrats are meeting at 7 o'clock? Yes. Well, who are you? I'm a senior in this community. And so they begin telling me who they are. And as the story comes, they were all Democrats that had never participated and felt guilty and felt like they needed to do something, and there they all were.
And how was that for you?
I was like overjoyed. I thought, oh, finally, there's hope, you know? I mean, finally, it's a gift from Trump. You know, it is. And that energy has transformed into our indivisible group, POP. And that started with myself and a few other people that met in a local pub, Route 30 brew pub. And we had a meeting, and then we said, well, 2 weeks from now, let's have another meeting, and we'll talk about it and see how many people show up. And then we had maybe 15 people show up.
And is this expanding group
exactly
what gives you hope?
Yes. So now we're up to like about 140 people, and this is in 3 months. So yeah, there's
And
hope.
do you still have that despair?
Yeah, because this is hard work, and I'm not always sure that we're gonna make it happen. You know, and everything, there's things that challenge us, and it's complicated way more than you think it is when you enter into this fight. And
Right.
sometimes you feel overwhelmed by what you see you need to do and how much it takes.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Let's watch.
I've always been a bubble blower. Don't they just make you laugh when you see them? They're so colorful. Hola. Habla un poquito español, pero sometimes they float for a really long time, and my heart sings and soars. And sometimes they pop before I even get it off the wand. Mi llamo es John. Juan. But you know what I've noticed? Bubbles are universal. There's no language. ¿Cómo se dice bubbles? Pop. Pop. Oh God, this is heavy. I don't know if I can hold it myself. There's only 12 of us. Oh, got it. There's actually a lot more down there. You got it. There's some here. Here. Oh, there's some. We got it. Oh, that is heavy. Oh yeah. Oh, it's heavy. Really? Oh, thanks. I'm actually standing on 20 different people now. Whoa, we're getting taller. Oh, thank God. Whoa, oh, there's like 100 people down there. We got it. How was that, John?
That was good.
Excellent, thank you.
Gives me hope.
Yes. Is there anyone else who has a quick story about where you find hope in the midst of that despair? What gets you through?
In the eyes of the babes.
What was it?
In the eyes of the babes.
In the eyes of the babes, meaning literally the babies?
The kids.
The kids. And what do you find when you look in the eyes of the babes?
They want you to really make it happen. Trust. They trust that you're going to do something.
And when you see that trust coming from them, how do you feel?
I feel like I am ready to carry on.
Ready to carry on? And when you don't have that...
Because I don't want to be the complacent grandma.
You're not going to be the complacent grandma. You're going to carry on and live into that
I'm going to do
trust.
everything I can.
Let's see a fluid sculpture.
And it's never enough.
It's never enough, and you're going to do everything you can for those babies. Let's watch.
Grandma, are we gonna be okay? Are they gonna blow us up? Grandma?
Deep in my heart.
Are we gonna be okay? Are they gonna blow us up?
We shall.
Grandma?
Yes. My little one.
Are we gonna be okay?
We
Are they gonna blow us up?
going to be okay.
Grandma.
We'll make it so.
We shall overcome someday.
Thank you to everyone who shared. I want to hear, how are you feeling now? What are you hoping for? Oh, there's a babe right there. We've got a babe with us. So we're going to finish with, I want to get a popcorn of feelings, of dreams, of hopes that come out of this weekend, this indivisible retreat. What's out there?
Need fresh air.
You need fresh air, okay. So yeah, you need some fresh air. What else? That's probably metaphorical and literal, I'm getting. Connection, you're getting connection.
We're going to be marching, we're going to be writing, we're going to be voting.
We're going to be marching, writing, voting. We've got some action. So let's hear this and then let's hear. Say again?
Boycott.
Boycott. We've got actions ready to go.
I feel empowered and I feel much better than the day after Trump won.
I
feel so much better than
So much better than after the day that Trump won. What other feelings? A couple more?
Empowered.
Empowered? Yes.
Love.
Love. Okay. Let's watch.
Good morning. My name's Kat, and I'm calling from Ashland. I'm one of your constituents, 97520. Did you take that down? 97520. Yes. You deeply despairing about this ACHA, and I just want to register my
Strategy.
Yes, 97520.
That's right. Strategy.
Can write it down.
I love you. Strategy. I love you. Strategy.
I'm planning on voting.
I love you.
Yes. 2018. We will not forget you. Yes, I got it. That's right. Write it down, please. Do this. France pass.
Thank you everyone for sharing your stories so that we could play them back.
Thank you.